What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Trev. I gotta tell you, this is the third time I've recorded this video. The first time I forgot to turn on the microphone. The second time, I don't know what was going on, but my screen share wasn't working or whatever. So I hope that the third time is a charm. Anyway, so I want to talk about LUNC. And I want to talk about why I am bullish on LUNC still. So there's been a lot of talk lately about, how the volume has been down. The burns, we're not burning quite as much, obviously, since we dropped it from 1.2% to 2%, which was supposed to increase the volume, and therefore there would be more burns. But, that so far hasn't really seemed to work out either, right? And a lot of people are feeling like, well, if we don't get this thing moving and get it moving fast, then people are going to lose interest, and that's really going to bring the volume down. Well, there might be some truth to that. I get it, right? But I don't think that that's happened yet. I don't think it's happened quite yet. Maybe some people have left. Maybe some new people have come in, right? The reason I don't think so, and I want to share this with you. Let me go over here, and hopefully I do this right this time. This is CoinMarketCap, okay? And we're looking at Terra Classic, and yes, we're down 3% in the last 24 hours. But earlier today, we were up 4%. And the whole market has really been tanking lately, on the tail of some, pretty bad things that have happened that have really made a lot of people nervous. And the threat of some other things happening as well. But through it all, Terra Classic has stayed pretty steady. It's gone down, but it hasn't gone down really in the same way that a lot of other things have gone down in the market. I think we've stayed pretty strong. And I think that probably has a lot to do with the community. The community, I don't think, is abandoning ship. I think that we're, if anything, our passions run away with us as we go back and forth at each other about what the best way is to keep this going. But as long as we're doing that, it's just showing how much the community cares, how passionate they are about this project, about the revitalization, about the money that they have invested, right? And about the community as a whole. So if we go over to Agora, right? Agora is where, I've talked about Agora a lot lately. We've gone to Agora a lot lately and looked at a lot of these proposals. But the proposals that are here aren't proposals to vote on. This is where proposals go before they're voted on, so that everybody can discuss them, vet them, argue about them, tweak them, change them, whatever, right? I'm going to scroll down, right? And this is, starting a couple of hours ago, right? That isn't when it was posted. That, I guess, is when, the last person commented on it or whatever, right? But I'm going to scroll down and look at all the different proposals that have had comments or were initiated between today and the beginning of October. I'm still scrolling, right? Here we go. Beginning of October, end of September, right? All those proposals submitted by the community. Why? Because they're abandoning ship? Because they don't care? The exact opposite. Because they care deeply. Because everybody is trying to find ways to make this thing go where we want it to go. To get it ready for the bull market, to build, to get, people paid who should be paid, who have helped us out to bring it to this point, to direct where some money goes, so that, more D-apps can come on and bring more utility to the chain. Everybody's got ideas, and we're working off of each other's ideas, and we're coming up with middle ground, and, and there's some bickering back and forth, but that's what happens when people are passionate and want it to succeed. Even if you're looking at it from different perspectives, the goal of everybody is the same, and that is the success of Terra Classic, right? And I think that this shows it, because if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't see all these proposals. You wouldn't see this many people getting involved in Agora and putting their ideas out there. And, look at all the people, this shows you like all the views that it's gotten and all the comments that they've gotten. And I mean, everybody is really getting involved. So that's that. That's one reason why I'm still bullish. I'm going to go to this. This is Long Penguins. This is Strathcole and Happy Caddies website. They do a phenomenal job with it. I've looked at it and talked about it several times in my videos because it is just an unbelievable source for knowledge about what's going on within the Terra Classic chain, right? And we can see here the total burns. We've burned almost 100,000 million billion, right? We've burned almost 28 billion LUNC. Do we need to burn a lot more? Absolutely, we need to burn a lot more, but the burns continue, right? They keep this pretty up to date. You can also see that Happy Caddy is a validator, so you can stake with him, and it looks like you can do it right here from the website, okay? So you have community members, and Happy Caddy's a community member. He's on YouTube, he's on Twitter, but he's a community member. He's not a dev, but you have community members going this far, right? Putting forth things for the whole community to use, for the whole community's benefit. This is how passionate this community is. If you have the ability to do this stuff and the know-how, people jump right in and do it, okay? I talked about Exodus yesterday, the day before yesterday. We did a video on Exodus. Exodus is a metaverse. It's a game within, throughout this whole thing, and it's humongous, and it's really, really cool. I'm not going to talk about it too much now because I already did. You can go and check it out yourself. It's exo-universe.io, right? NFTs, Anyway, you can use LUNC throughout this whole thing, right? So it's bringing utility and a use case for LUNC, right? Just another community thing, another reason why I'm bullish. Now, it's been months. I feel like it's been like 3 months since I talked to Karina from Metagloria. I did the very first interview she had ever done. Poor thing, she was so nervous, you could hear in her voice, but she did a phenomenal job getting the information out, answering all the questions, and explaining what it was that they were doing, right? And what they have built since then, in a matter of months, is nothing short of phenomenal, right? When I talked to her, collections, I'm going to go to collections real quick, right, on this website. It's a beautiful website. Did I do it right? What am I doing? Okay. When I talked to her, this is what we had. We had the cacti. And the cacti hadn't been released yet, but they were about to be released within a matter of days, right? So they released the cacti. And basically, there are 2 teams to this game, okay? This was going to be the first team, and these are NFTs, right? And then she was telling me about the second batch of NFTs that were going to come out called the Muji. And all we could do was talk about it at that point because they didn't have it. Well, here we are not that long later, and here they are. You got all the Muji. You got the Muji, you got the cacti, you got all the NFTs. The game is, ready to go. You got the roadmap. Did I click on that right? Here we go. The roadmap, right? And they've got it in 4 different phases. A lot of this stuff has already been accomplished. It's already done. And bottom line is, they also are utilizing LUNC, right? It's more utility. It's more use case for the chain. They're using and they're burning LUNC at that. They didn't have to do that because this game is standalone. It doesn't need LUNC to be a really, really cool game, right? The whole story behind it's cool. If you want to go back and look at my video from a while ago, you can do that. But she's done interviews with a bunch of people, including Happy Caddy, so you can get the whole thing. But really, the best thing to do is just go to metagloria.io and go to the website and check it out for yourself, right? But yeah, it's another reason why I'm still bullish, because these things are being developed left and right. Everybody is jumping in and trying to do the best that they can for this chain, right? Now I'm going to bring up something that might surprise you a little bit. I'm going to bring up Luffy token. Now, if you're a follower of the channel, you've heard me talk about Luffy token before. Oh, and by the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button while I'm thinking of it, right? And at the end, please leave some comments for me. All right, anyway, you've heard me talk about Luffy Token. Contrary to what maybe some might believe, I love Luffy Token. I really do, right? I believe in its potential. I believe that it's phenomenal. I believe that this token, with what I own right now, has the potential to help me retire one day. That's how much I believe in this token, okay? Now, they went through a bit of a rough spot. And I talked about it because that's what we do on this channel. We don't just, it isn't all sunshine and puppies all the time, right? When things are not going really all that great, we talk about that too. And the reason we talk about it is so that we can bring it out and figure out how to fix it, right? Well, Luffy has done a pretty good job bouncing back from that. They are continuing. They have not stopped. They are continuing to develop. They have a marketplace where anime and manga artists can post their art, their NFTs, and they can be seen. They can sell them. They can trade them. Whatever. There are games. There's all kind of things going on with Luffy Token. A lot of things being developed, and you really, as the LUNC community, need to go and check them out. Why do you need to go and check them out? Because in that marketplace that I'm talking about, and I would imagine throughout other areas of the project, they are going to now be accepting LUNC as payment in their marketplace. Not only that, they're implementing a burn tax to help us to burn it off. Now, I have to mention this because, I'm going to take the opportunity to pat myself on the back a little bit, because if you don't do it for yourself, who's going to do it, right? But in a conversation, a live chat that myself, Gorgeous George, and Crypto Dream, Matt Gray, go check out Crypto Dream's channel too as well, because he's really, really awesome, and you need to subscribe to him. Anyway, we had a live chat with the COO of Luffy, Benji, and during that chat, a lot of really good information and a lot of really good ideas were exchanged. It was like a little think tank going on, right? And I brought up the idea of, well, listen, if you've got this marketplace and it's yours, you're creating it, you can do whatever you want with it, right? You're going to accept Luffy, obviously, as payment, but what if you accepted some other things as payment too? Some other coins, some other tokens, right? And that way, you could kind of crossbreed communities, right? So I said, well, what about, LUNC, right? For instance, LUNC has a huge community. They're trying to build and they're trying to burn. And if you could accept them as payment and burn off the token, I'm sure the community would really appreciate that and then come and check out Luffy Token. It's win-win for everybody, right? Not only that, what about Shiba Inu? You could do it with Shiba Inu as well. Accept SHIB, burn it, right? So this marketplace was ready to go a while ago, right? Ready to go, ready to release. I showed the slides. We had a chat about it, everything, right? Was ready to go. But it hasn't been released yet because that idea that I gave them back then, festering in their mind, they said, yep, let's do it, right? So they postponed it and they've implemented it into the marketplace. Not only for LUNC and for SHIB, but they're looking to accept other coins as well, okay? That idea came from this channel, right? It came from me and some other ideas from the other people on the panel that day are also being implemented, okay? I'll say this about Luffy. They might be a little slow to remember where they got their ideas, but they're definitely listening. They're listening, and when they hear a good idea, they do what they got to do to implement it because they have full control over their project. Not like some other projects that we know about who really don't have control, so they have to build other things around it, right? These guys have control. They've built great things. They're growing. They're looking to get into the LUNC community. I really think you should go and check them out because if they're going to help us out, if they're going to support us, let's support them. Listen, is it a marketing thing, right? Oh, if we accept LUNC, then maybe that community will come and look. Of course it is, right? Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. If we can bring communities together, it only makes everybody stronger. Okay, so I'm going to recommend to you that you go over and check out what they're doing. Matter of fact, let me show you. You know, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm staked with Luffy. I have 4.5 trillion Luffy tokens staked. I staked it for 120 days. I've got 48 days left. At the end of the 120 days, because it was an APR of 24%, I will gain over 355 billion Luffy token. I have another 600 billion that's just sitting there, and you see 600 billion is only worth $98. So for like $100, you can get like over over half a trillion of these tokens. It's a great price right now to get a crap load of them, so that when the bull market comes, you're looking pretty good, right? They have changed this APR. You can no longer get 24% for the 120 days. They've dropped it to 20%, but that's still really, really good. So yeah, again, listen, go and check them out, right? LuffyToken.com. Read through, the white paper, read through the roadmap, look at everything that they've already accomplished, jump into the TG room. They're doing some really, really big things. I really feel like Luffy Token is going to help to retire me one day. I really, really do. And combine that with my other favorite token, LUNC. It's all gravy, man. It's all gravy. I'm loving it. So, all right. Anyway, that's my report for the day, and that's where I'm at. Those are some of the reasons that I'm still very, very bullish on LUNC. This isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy it, to hold it, to sell it, to do anything at all. I'm telling you why I am still in love with it and why I think that it's not even close to dead. Matter of fact, it's just going to keep growing and growing and getting better and better. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you in the next one. If you could, for me, hit the like button on the way out if you haven't done it. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Look through some of my other videos. I mean, I feel like we've put out some really quality stuff, some beneficial stuff to these communities. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep doing that. So leave comments for me in the comment section. Let's talk about what we looked at here today, and I will see you next time. All right, y'all. Ciao.